Today we're doing a review of the Fyro Levo travel backpack. Here at Nomads Nation, we've been reviewing bags and gear for the past 7 years. So in this video, I'm gonna take my experience and tear this thing apart. We're gonna pack the bag out. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons, and you're definitely gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if the Levo is not the travel backpack for you, I will give you 2 travel backpack alternatives that you might like better. Because here at Nomads Nation, our goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Fyro Levo travel backpack. But first, a disclaimer. I made this backpack. Yes, this is 100% true. I am reviewing or attempting to review a product that I created. If you don't know, let me give you the background real fast. I started the Nomads Nation YouTube channel around 7 years ago, where I was really just focusing on reviewing backpacks. And after about 3 years of that, I got this burning desire to make a bag of my own. I did that for 2 years on this channel, building it in public, and then we launched on Kickstarter. That's the T22 backpack, and it was really, really successful. And I was like, screw it, I love this. I love making bags. It's so cool. I get to take the things that I've learned and apply the things that I feel like are missing on the market and bring them to reality myself. And it's just so much freaking fun. And I'm so proud of what we created. And yeah, sure, there's a little bit of like interesting relationship now with the fact that I'm a bag reviewer and a bag brand owner, but screw it. I just like, why hide from it? I still review bags. I love this industry. And I give my brutally honest pros and cons about bags, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing with this bag, because I don't really want you to buy this bag if it's not for you, because this was built for a very specific use case. And if you're outside of that use case, like, you're gonna be better off with a different bag. So that's what I'm gonna talk about. And I hope that by the end of this review, you think that I've been honest and forthright about who this bag is for and who it's not for. Let me talk about some of the top features of the Levo travel backpack. I think if you could describe this bag in a few words, we'd say sleek, lightweight, and comfortable. It's got a minimalist silhouette, admin pocket with a bit of organization in the front, clamshell style opening into the main compartment. Very minimalist in here. There's only 2 pockets. Some people are gonna absolutely hate that. We'll talk about why in a bit more detail 2 chapters from now. We've got a tech compartment with a separate top tech pocket, 1 external water bottle holder, a hidden back panel zippered pocket, and then a back panel that has a crap ton of padding, ventilation, comfort, load lifters. This back panel tells a lot of the story of what this bag is offering, and it's got a few sneaky features in its own. We'll talk about that in detail 3 chapters from now. Now the Levo comes in 2 sizes. We've got my preference, the 30 liter, and then we got the 36 liter as well, which actually is more people's preference, as the 36 has been selling 2 to 1 versus the 30 liter. And there's a good reason for that, as to where the 36 liter really maximizes your overhead capacity. But for someone like me, I live in Asia, we're based in Hong Kong, and airlines here are really strict. So a 36 liter can be a little tough sometimes. So that's why I like to go lighter and more minimalist for the 30 liter. Now here at Nomads Nation, we always double check advertised capacity by doing a volume test with our factory grade measuring system. We actually just did this on the Fyro channel. Spoiler alert, the 30 liter comes in at a tight 30 liters. It's like 28 to 30 liters in that range, depending on how you pack it out. And the 36 liter is like 35, 36, like on the dot. And if you want more information about why that is and why actually testing the volume of a backpack is a bit more of an art than it is a science, you should definitely check out that video, which we did on the Fyro YouTube channel, which I've gone ahead and linked above. Now, if there was one unique selling point for the Levo bags, it would be how lightweight they are. Urban travel bags are really heavy these days, so we wanted to just cut the weight without compromising comfort. And you can see, I think we accomplished that, as the 36 liter version is coming in at 2.4 pounds on scale number 1 and 2.5 pounds on scale number 2. And then for the 30 liter, I'm getting 2.3 pounds on scale number 1 and 2.27, 2.3 pounds on scale number 2. Which again, for a modern urban travel backpack, it's really lightweight. A lot of these travel bags are coming in at like 4 or 5 pounds. So the Levos are coming in at like half of that. And actually both bags are coming in well under our typical golden ratio. So yeah, 2.5 pounds for a 36 liter and 2.3 pounds for a 30 liter. It's very lightweight by modern standards. Very impressively, I gotta say, I'm impressed. As of recording, the Levos only come in 1 color option, black, but we will be doing more color options. We launched with the green, called Sage, that's sold out like that. So we'll be doing more colors eventually. So do keep an eye out if you're interested in getting the non-black version. These are what the bags look like when they're empty. Here's the 30 liter on the Nomads Nation team, and here's the 36 liter on the Nomads Nation team. And don't worry, we're gonna pack out both bags throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what they fit. All Fyro bags are protected against a lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And I gotta say, we do a very good job of honoring that warranty. And as of recording, the 30 liter runs around 249 USD and the 36 liter runs around 259 USD. Now those prices are gonna be our North Stars moving forward to help you understand the context in the market and whether these bags are worth the price or if they're overpriced or if they're a ripoff, and where they are in that spectrum. But it should be noted that if at any point during this review you're thinking about picking up one of the Levos and you're gonna make a purchase or you wanna find out more information, we definitely suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag and gear reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Fyro Levo backpack. Starting with the aesthetic. And moving forward, we're just gonna use the 30 liter version until we start packing out the bags in the main compartment in the next chapter. Then we'll bring both bags and show you side by side. But yeah, for the aesthetic, it's something that I'm really proud of because again, you know, lightweightness is the North Star of our design choices. And a lot of lightweight bags are typically outdoor / hiking bags. They've got an outdoorsy aesthetic. They look like they belong at the peak of a mountain and not maybe on a weekend business trip. So we wanted to bring something new to the table where you could have that hiking lightweightness to your bag, but it could look mean and sleek and minimalist. And one big thing that is contributing to that is the primary fabric that we're using. This is a polycarbonate 330D Codra nylon. Codra is the brand. They're basically like a half a step under Cordura in terms of how high of quality it is. 330D equals the thickness of the fabric. You can't have a lightweight bag and have a super thick fabric. So this fabric is very thin, very malleable, very beautiful, very flowy. And the polycarbonate coating, it's applied to the front and the back, and that's gonna give you extra weather resistance. You can see it gives the fabric sort of a almost volcanic sort of a look. That's because the polycarbonate coating is actually like pressed into the bag, which is great because unlike a PU coating, which like a polycarbonate coating gives the bag weather resistance, a polycarbonate coating will not peel, but a PU coating will most certainly likely peel over time. So those are all reasons why we chose this fabric. Lightweight, weather resistant, doesn't peel, looks great. But there are some negatives with a 330D polycarbonate Codra nylon. It might not be as abrasion resistant as you need, like it will be, and if the bag rips, we'll take care of it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not gonna be as tear resistant as like a 1680D Cordura ballistic nylon from Air or a 1000D Cordura on a GoRuck bag. Those bags are advertised to be bomb-proof, and we haven't put that to the test here at Nomads Nation, but they're definitely very well built. And that fabric helps. And one more thing that's a negative about the polycarbonate Codra is that the polycarbonate coating can create a bit of scuffing. That scuffing will fade with time, but it's definitely a fabric that can carry a bit of the mark of your journey and develop a patina. But the good news is that if your Levo does end up getting a scuff or a mark, it's extremely easy to buff that out with a towel and some warm water. Logo right here, Hypalon lash points. You could clip something on there externally if you want, but it's mostly just a branding and aesthetics play. And for the front, we only have one pocket, this admin compartment, which I'm a really big fan of. We designed it in a specific way and it does a couple of things and it's kind of cool. Let me tell you why. First up, we got a large sleeve in the back, passport size pocket here, and then a stretchy spandex pocket there. And that's it for organization. Oh, well, we also have the AirTag slot at the top and a little nylon loop to clip your keys onto. But I love this pocket because, well, two reasons why. Number one is we gave it its own depth. You can see with this design that this fabric kind of goes in and out, which means that you have volume here. So even if the main compartment is fully packed out, you can still shove things at the bottom of this compartment because that's the other thing that I love is that this pocket goes all the way down. A lot of travel bags might be like a split in this pocket. It's not gonna have its own volume. And then the actual functionality of that pocket is debatable at best, but there's also some cons with this design as well. Let me show you what those are first. First up, let's take a look at the tablet sleeve. This fake iPad that I'm using is 11.5 inches. And you can see it slides into here very nicely. That's probably the biggest tablet you'll get into this sleeve. I love the location because if you're using a tablet while traveling, you want quick access to it. So whether this is underneath the seat in front of you, which would never really happen for the 36 liter, but for some flights, the 30 liter, you can definitely get it under there. But if you're in the carry-on bin, right, also easy to just grab your iPad super fast. We got a microfiber lining in this pocket to help keep your tablet nice and protected. But I'll be honest, I don't use tablets. So for me, it's a good spot potentially for a book. We might even be able to put like a small foldable jacket in there, or just don't use it at all. It's also an option. This lining pocket here is passport sized, and then this pocket here could be a good spot for a battery. But notice that. And this is one of the negatives of the design that we picked, is when the bag is empty and it maybe gets thrown around a little bit, you might end up losing your bits of gear. They're not gonna get lost like outside of the bag, but they might end up going, out of the pockets and to the bottom. But my argument against that would be with a travel bag, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be fully packed out. And you'll see that actually whatever is in these pockets stay a lot more in position when the bag is indeed fully packed out. I think the only way to really do that is to do that. But one last note on the front of the bag that I wanna talk about, which is our internal lining. This is our signature Fyro copper ripstop. This is gonna be an aesthetic choice that might be too bold for some people, but for me, I love it. It's a bag that's subtle on the outside, but has a lot of character and functionality on the inside, because this copper lining, if you look at it, it's kind of trippy. It has a lot going on. It's got the circle part and the actual lines cutting through. It's difficult to see on camera, but man, when it's in front of you, I think it's stunning. And it also helps to create a highlight effect, which makes it easier to find what you put where inside your bag. Okay, let's move on now and talk about the middle of the Fyro Levo travel backpack. Now for the side water bottle holder, I think it's one of the best in the world, and I'll show you why in a minute when the bag is fully packed out. Other side, we've got a handle. This handle is minimalist. It looks beautiful, but it also packs a punch because it is chunky. It is a side handle that is very well padded, and we put a very special material at the bottom, which just gives the bag an incredible feel when you're carrying it via the top or the side handle. And that's our Neo Lycra. And Neo Lycra is basically a blend of nylon, spandex, and neoprene. And when combined, it just gives the bag such a beautiful and lush, gushy kind of a touch point. I am personally obsessed with touch points on bags, and I'm also obsessed with high quality, amazing fabrics and materials. So all the touch points on all Fyro bags are always something that's just gonna make you feel a sense of joy when you interact with them. Top handle as well, very well designed. Decent amount of room to grab. It gets a little tight under there. It might not have as much room as like some other handles, but that also results in a little less, dorky of a look. A side handle has a lot of grabbing space. The top handle though, in contrast, is a little bit tighter. I'm 5'8", so I don't have the biggest hands. You can see that I kind of get stuck under there a little bit. So you got the beef, the padding, which feels nice, but getting underneath, it's a little tight under there. Let's chat about the main compartment. Also, this bag uses YKK zippers, non-PU coated though. Very deliberate choice. A lot of high-end bags are using zippers that have polyurethane coatings. These zippers look like this when they're new, but they can look like this after a few years of use. But on the flip side, one good thing about PU coated zippers is that they're more weather resistant than a non-PU coated zipper will be. Pros and cons to everything. In the main compartment, we have 2 pockets here, and that is it. Now, if you're listening, you may have heard a lot of people exiting this video because, I get it. A lot of organized travelers want more pockets in their main compartment. I've reviewed bags that have pockets on the sides, have pockets on the back, pockets up here, pockets there, hidden compartments, but for the Fyro Levo, we didn't do that. And just the reason being, it's just kind of the way that I like to travel. I'm usually traveling with packing cubes. And yes, Fyro, they have packing cubes as well. So that's gonna handle most of the organization for me. But yeah, I'm curious to hear, what do you think? Should we put some more pockets in the main compartment? Are these 2 enough? Let me know what you think in the comments below. For the 30-liter bag, you can see it perfectly fits our packing cubes. All 3, we offer 2 small and a big. These packing cubes, I'm also so proud of them because, for other bag brands, I feel like packing cubes can sometimes be an afterthought, but we put so much thought and attention into these. We're using a feather light 30D nylon. They have a top handle for easy access and grabbing, and they also have the ability to compress and expand, therefore just giving you more versatility, more packing space. And obviously they fit just freaking perfectly in the 30 liter. And just as perfectly, but with just a little more room to spare, in the 36 liter. And here's sort of the difference between the 30 and the 36 is, I don't know, it depends on how you pack and how you travel. For me, I've done a month-long trip on a 22 liter backpack, no problem. Just means you do a bit more laundry. But for the typical traveler, a 30 liter is gonna be good for a weekend trip, and a 36 liter would be good for about a week-long trip. So in these packing cubes, I got my week's worth of clothes, shirts, shorts, undershirts, underwear, socks. And you can also throw maybe an extra pair of shoes on top, DOP kit, and that's the 36 liter, absolutely good to go. But if you travel like me, the 30 liter is more than enough. I can fit most of my clothes in a single packing cube, and then at the top I have space for my DOP kit. I can just keep the bag nice and light. These two pockets, we have power mesh lining the top one and just regular lining on the bottom one. We also gave the bottom pocket a bit of volume so it can fit bulkier bits of gear. Hard drive in the top pocket, packable tote. And now, let's go back to that front pocket. Because now that the travel bag is packed out, we've got more stability in these top pockets. So that battery, just a little bit less likely to fall out. Passport staying nice and secure. And the tablet also feels much safer. You can see, all right, the battery fell out, but our tablet's staying in there. So, you know, that's the deal with the pockets. Got some pros and cons in them for sure. But back to one of my favorite parts about this bag, which is just the volume of this front pocket in general. You can see main compartment's fully packed out, but we've got these pleats right here, right? So we have space, which means if you got a thick bomber jacket, a new one from Cuts that you absolutely love, you wouldn't be able to fit this into most bags' front pocket. But as you can see, you can totally pop that in the bottom. Is it tight? Absolutely. So for me, I'm always gonna shove the jacket at the bottom. Also could be a good spot for your day bag, like a compressible day pack from like Air or Matador. Then you can put your headphones right here. And that's travel, dude. That's what it's all about. Like, that's what I need access to. Everything else that I don't need faster access to in the main compartment. And speaking of fast access, let's talk about the water bottle pocket. This is using a very high quality and stretchy fabric. And you can see that stretchiness allows you to perfectly fit a water bottle in there, even when the bag is fully packed out. Now the secret sauce is obviously the stretchiness of the, material itself, but also at the bottom. So you can see this fabric is not sewn in here. We created an additional gusset, which then allows the water bottle holder to open up, and it provides the volume even when the bag is fully packed out. It's a little thing, but it goes a super long way. But having said that, one negative about the Levo is there's no way to secure your water bottle to the bag. Now the good news is when the bag is fully packed out, water bottle's pretty safe, right? But some people do prefer their water bottle to be extra secure, where there could be like maybe a D-ring here or a Hypalon lash point, just some way they can clip this to here and give their water bottle a bit of extra security. This bag does not have that. One final note in the middle of the bag is the self-standing. I give it like a 4 out of 5 for a travel bag. And the reason is we just made it self-stand really well. It's got a flat bottom. We added extra padding on the laptop compartment and separating these two compartments. So here on this panel, so therefore you have like these two things that are sort of like leaning against each other, like cards almost. And your results will vary depending on how well the bag is packed out. But if you have a packing cube at the bottom, or the Fyro packing cube in particular, then it's gonna self-stand like a freaking champ. Now real fast, before we move on to the next section, I gotta tell you that if you're enjoying this review, and maybe you're new to Nomads Nation and to Fyro, then I wanna welcome you again. And I wanna let you know that obviously, I'm really obsessed with this world of bags and carry and EDC and travel. So much so that obviously I've been reviewing bags for years, and I started my own bag company, but I also run the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I'm just taking my obsession of this entire amazing world, and I'm delivering it to your inbox on a weekly basis. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this community, you want to know the newest gear drops, the limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between from the smallest brands and the largest brands, then you're gonna want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. All right, moving on, let's talk about the back of the Fyro Levo backpack. Starting with the tech compartment. Now this tech compartment is quite interesting because technically, it's not a tech compartment, it's a tech sleeve. And what I mean by that is a lot of modern backpacks will have a tech sleeve that's here, but there will be a divider separating the main compartment from the tech compartment. And we chose to eliminate that divider. So you can see this is the laptop sleeve. And that's gonna have pros and cons. I think that having its own tech compartment would provide slightly superior tech protection and a bit more potential tech organization for a tablet, documents, right? Because then this sleeve would just have other potential compartments and it would have its own volume. But on the flip side, by eliminating that divider, we've actually given you more packing space. Because if you're not carrying a laptop, this actually packs down a lot better, which again, just gives you more volume so you can pack more clothes and more gear. But at Fyro, like one of our ethos is tech protection. So you can see, like, look at all this padding in the tech sleeve. It's still one of the most secure on the market. And look at this false bottom right here. This false bottom is 2 inches. So if the bag hits the ground while you're traveling, your laptop is never gonna hit the ground itself, just the bag, not the laptop. Look at how elevated that is. We've got tons of padding on this side, computer stitch padding running all the way down here, 5 layers of padding, more padding here. It's just, you know, I live on my laptop. I'm an entrepreneur. I got 2 businesses with Nomads Nation and Fyro. My laptop cannot break when I'm traveling. It is not an option. So, you know, I made this bag for me in a lot of ways, and just sleep well at night knowing that the Levo travel backpack has got your laptop extra secure. The 30 liter can fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. This is our 3D cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And the 36 liter can fit up to a 17-inch. Now here's where things get interesting. We wanted to create a little sleeve here, and the only way to do that was to do this Velcro connection point. And it's just one of those things, like, don't mess with it. You can. Technically, you can actually unvelcro this, and then you can actually open up this compartment and then stick your hand through, but that's not how we designed it to be. But it's just interesting. We couldn't figure out any way to sew this part to this part, so we had to go with Velcro, but it's very well hidden. I hope that one day we can figure out a way to sew it, because I think it kind of takes away a little bit from the premiumness of the bag. But the reason that we did that is because we created this top tech pocket, which I am obsessed with. It uses the highest quality microfiber lining we could find, and it's just freaking huge. In fact, you can see right here just how big it is. A lot of these top pockets are just like a little guy, right? You can stick your sunglasses in and that's about it. Maybe your passport if you're lucky. But with this top pocket, I mean, we're taking up all this real estate at the top of the bag. But on the flip side, because of that, we had to design it in a way where it's actually 2 zippers to get in. So unlike some travel bags that have this pocket right there, ours is a double zip situation. But it allows the pocket to be so much bigger, and it can be used for your tech stuff, or it could be just your pocket dump when you're going through the TSA line. And although it's 2 zipper, it doesn't have to be. So what you can do is actually just leave this zipper undone, and then you're only just single zipper to get into right here. For me, this is where my tech stuff is going, adapters, chargers, zip it on up, and you can see all this space that's now being used at the top. But that space can compete with whatever you're packing in the main compartment, so do keep that in mind as well. You can see I got my 2 packing cubes, tech pouch, some other bulky stuff in here. I am filling this bag to the brim, but you know, I want you to get an idea of what it can handle. Moving on, let's talk about the back panel. We've got this hanging hook at the top, which when you're traveling is really ideal when you're in those bathrooms that you just don't want to put your bag on the ground, on the floor of that bathroom. This hanging loop can then go a long way in those situations. Hidden back wallet pocket. This thing is effing huge. We have a zipper that's almost 9.5 inches. And I did this on purpose because a lot of the travel bags that I review, they give you like a back wallet pocket or a passport pocket that's that big. And you can literally like just fit your passport in it, but you can never get it out. It fits in there, but your fingers don't fit in there to get the passport then out. Ours, on the other hand though, really opens up. We got our copper lining in there to give you a bit more visibility. You can see my hand and then the size that you have, and then also the amount of space that you have as to where this pocket is this size. So wallet, passport, boarding pass, all can fit, and it's just easy to grab. Now for me, I'm not really putting anything in that back pocket these days, just because I'll usually 1.5 bag travel where I'll have a sling on my front, where my wallet, passport, boarding pass will all be. But if that's not the way you travel, then a pocket like this can be a godsend, because it's super easy to swing the bag around and grab what you need very quickly. This is the only quick access pocket though on this bag. Another potential con for some people. A lot of people wish that there was maybe a quick access pocket on this side, or maybe there was one on the side here. That's it. Like, and by quick access, I mean a pocket that you can access by a quick swing, never taking the bag off. This is quick access, and it's the only quick access pocket on the Levo bag, and that will be a deal breaker for some people. It just means that it's not gonna be as versatile of a bag as to where it's not gonna be as ideal for everyday carry. And I think it's a pro and a con. It shows how focused we were on making a phenomenal lightweight travel backpack. But I was never thinking to myself, what could this bag use to be a great EDC pack as well? It was just that design brief, lightweight travel, that's it. And for me, one thing that I wish that more travel bags had was load lifters and just more of an emphasis on comfort. But you know, we'll get to that in a second. First, let me show you how this bag works with a suitcase. As you can see, we've got our luggage pass-through holder right here. This has a bunch of reinforced stitching and actually goes further into the back panel as well, so it's never gonna come out, especially when the bag is fully packed out. And on the trolley sleeve, slides on very easily, and it also allows you to keep your bag upright, which is great because the entire bag was built around vertical access points. So it just gives you better flow as you're traveling. Okay, back to the load lifters and comfort in general. I just thoroughly believe that what effing good is a travel backpack if it's uncomfortable to wear. So we deck this bag out. Load lifters help to redistribute the weight from your lower back to your torso. Disgustingly well padded shoulder straps. Just check out the other reviews. Like if you check out Chase Reeves' review of this bag, he was smitten, to say the least, by what we did with the padding here. Again, we lined it with the Neo Lycra, which just has this marshmallowy feel, and then you add that with the padding underneath. I just stand by my perspective that this is the most comfortable urban travel backpack on the market. Back panel adds to that. Look at these 3D cutouts that are gonna add ventilation. Very, very well padded as well. And you got the option to add on a hip belt. Doesn't come with the bag. Some people thought that it should have at the price point. For us though, it would have actually raised the price. So I figured instead of charging people for a hip belt they may or may not use, we'll just cut it from the bag and then you can buy it if you want it. Sternum strap as well, magnetic connection point. All these things just flow together to create what I believe, again, to be as comfortable of a travel bag as you can get. I will say though, it's a different kind of comfort. If you're used to like go-ruck bags and outdoor bags, you might not like this as much because it's definitely more on the luxury vibe. This is smooth and silky and cush and lush. The opposite of like a GR3 from GoRuck that's actually using like 1000D Cordura on the inside of the straps as well, right? So like, it's just a different vibe. If you're looking for something that's a bit more like tactical and really badass and masculine, this setup might just feel a little bit different for you or new. But God, from a comfort perspective, I'm just really proud of what we were able to do here. Wait for it. God, when you get those load lifters engaged, it's like you're locked and loaded. A couple other quick features we got are external Hypalon lash points in the shoulder straps, so you can just clip things on. And then obviously dangle stoppers on every single piece of webbing, including at the bottom, including the sternum strap, and including at the top of the load lifters. If there's one thing I hate, it's dangle. This little guy will tell you all about it. So we had to make sure there was none of that with the Fyro Levo travel backpack. And the dangle stoppers also have been added to the hip belt. You know what, let me riff on the hip belt for a second because we got some cons on this as well, potentially. Con number one, we're using this hardware here, which is from WeTool. Same hardware we're using the slings. These buckles are very easy to get on, but really annoying to get off, at least at first. You'll figure it out over time, but I'm trying to do this in real time right now. And yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Hold on, I'll get it. Got it. Okay, so that was in real time. There was no fast forwarding, no cuts. Wasn't the end of the world, but was not easy. But one thing to keep in mind also is like, this is not designed as a hiking bag. I don't think urban bags do hip belts as well as hiking bags do. For instance, if you want a bag that gives you the best hip support, don't get this bag. But also don't really get any urban bag. You gotta go like Team Osprey because they build bags that have like more length and they actually fit your back better. And then the hip belt is built into the bag. And it is a different game. You cannot compare an Osprey hip belt that's built into the bag versus like this. They're different games. And because of that, like sometimes these hip belts end up going a little bit higher on your stomach, but it does offer extra relief. There's no doubt about that. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Fyro Levo travel backpack. Pro number one is going to be its lightweight build. Pro number two will be just how comfortable it is. And pro number three is going to be the very impressive tech protection the bag offers. But all bags have cons, so I'm gonna give you 4 cons with this bag. Normally I only give 3. I'm throwing an extra one in there because it's my bag. I just wanna keep things honest, right? Keep things fair. Con number one, it might be too minimalist for some people out there. Not a lot of features in this bag. Con number two, one feature in particular that might be missed is the lack of a securing mechanism with the water bottle holder. Con number three is gonna be just how loosey-goosey some of the pockets are gonna be in the admin compartment. And con number 4 is while PU-coated zippers are a bit controversial, a lot of people might miss a PU-coated zipper on the laptop compartment. Just in case, the worst case scenario that you get caught in that downpour, a PU-coated zipper would have given you just a bit of extra weather resistance. Now, let's take these pros and these cons and mash them together, and I'll give you my overall scores. Score number 1 for comfort, I give this bag a 4.5 out of 5. I still think that a hiking bag with a built-in hip belt is probably gonna be more comfortable, but for an urban bag, this is probably as good as it gets, especially with the load lifters and the shoulder straps. Next up, value, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. We're at $260 USD. By market standards, it's probably a little bit on the pricey side for the features to price ratio. But if you add in a really good lifetime warranty, we're very, very honed in on this warranty. Like if you have any problems, we'll take care of you. So if you add in the warranty and you add in just the high quality materials, yeah, 3.5 out of 5. And the overall score, I give it a 4 out of 5. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I'll be honest, like it's a 5.5 out of 5 because I made the exact travel backpack that I want. Minimalist, lightweight, comfortable, screw everything else. And also like really great tech protection and really luxurious touch points. Like it's a travel backpack that knows exactly what it is, which means that it's gonna be very easy for people to say it's not for me. So for me, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because if you are in the market for a particular travel bag like this and you're digging what it's offering, it's gonna be hard to beat. And if you agree with this and you're thinking about picking a Levo travel backpack up, just a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase, we do request doing so with the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes that we're offering on Fyro, that's where we're gonna put the discount codes. The YouTube video, we can't edit and change, but the description we can. So if there's any changes or discount codes or new offers, that's where they're put. But like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you're not quite sold on the Levo, I've got alternatives. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboards ranking video. In this video, myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation team, we get together and we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. This is a must watch if you're new to the channel. It's just a great way to see what the best options are on the market, but to also see from like different people's perspective. I like minimalist travel bags, but Margaret, our media manager, likes different things, right? So everyone's got different preferences and tastes. I'm going ahead and link that video above. But if we're pretty close with the Levo, here's 2 options that might get you a little bit closer. First up is gonna be the Bellroy Light Travel Backpack. Great pick for you if you're looking for, as the name suggests, a bag that's very lightweight. In fact, more lightweight or less weight than the Levo, but it's just got a little bit different of a design. It's not as urban, intense, minimalist, entrepreneur kind of a look. It's got a little quirk to it. It's got some more color options, and it has a quick access pocket as well. And my second alternative will be the Packed Aero Travel Backpack. Again, another great pick if you're looking for a super lightweight urban travel bag, but you miss features. You just want more bloody features. And the Aero has so many features. Central dividing laptop section, compression straps that could be stowed away, expansion, so many pockets, so much organization. It's actually astonishing how lightweight that bag is with all the features they were able to put into it. I will say I don't think it's as comfortable as the Fyro Levo, but that's the whole thing of this game, is like everything's a give and a take. Packed put in extra features, but they wanted to keep the bag lightweight, so they had to cut on the comfort, in my opinion, ever so slightly. Bellroy, on the other hand, was able to keep their weight even lighter, but the primary fabric maybe isn't quite as durable. It's the beautiful thing about the world of bags. Each brand is kind of doing things differently, and I just want to help you find the best bag that suits your needs. And if one of these alternatives is better for you, you can just watch one of these videos and learn more about them. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'm Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.